Hey, y'all, welcome to Gadfly, the podcast about third parties, French candidates, and generally weird American electoral history. I'm Dusty Wilson.
I'm Una O'Leary.
And Una, this week, we're stepping away from individual people, individual campaigns, because the month of April has been very interesting in that we've gotten a real burst of sudden grifts, if you will,
Ooh,
of
April
ne'er-do-well
grifts,
business ideas.
spring, May indictments. I don't know.
I don't, well, one
We'll,
can
we'll
hope.
work it.
I think April grifts bring missing mail in May. Or
Oh
I
no.
don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm not a marketer. That's not my job. Yeah, so I figured that we would take a look at the three that have taken over the Gadfly Twitter feed while that still is bumbling around through the dark with a knife in its back and eyes gouged out.
The important thing is we do not have checkmark status. I feel like
Exactly,
the
yeah. We are
non-checkmark
neither
status is the new checkmark status.
we are neither craven or famous enough for checkmark status. So
Yes.
but yeah, so these are the three that over the past month, I guarantee there's one that you know what I'm going to be talking about. The other two are a bit more in the ether, a bit more in the weeds. They're B-sides to this very famous one that we'll be starting off.
Deep cuts.
So we're going to start off with the one that got the most national attention, Conservative Dad's Ultra-Right Beer. Una, how much have you heard about this grift?
I mean, I stopped drinking a while ago,
Yeah.
so exactly zero. I'm not in the beer
Oh
community
God.
anymore.
Oh my God, you have missed out on so much internet fun.
I am aware that Budweiser put out a single gay pride can,
It's
which
worse. It's worse than that, quote unquote, unquote, unquote. Like scare quotes. If I don't have enough fingers to do enough quotes. But all right. So the birth of this idea came thanks to Budweiser and InBev, the multinational European company that owns Budweiser and Busch and Goose Island,
yeah,
and just it's them and Molson Coors and whoever owns Miller Lite. Those are the three beer conglomerates that you have
yeah,
in the
it's
world.
basically like for those of you old enough to have watched The Simpsons, it's that episode where they go to the Duff Brewery factory and they're like, "Oh, we have Duff, Duff Ultra, and Duff Light," and then you look up and it's all coming from a single spout.
Yeah. So this comes from, like you said, a marketing decision that Budweiser and InBev made from a particular executive that they were essentially going to make a 6-pack, and on it was going to be emblazoned with the image of trans entertainer Dylan Mulvaney. And it was just going to be for a TikTok where she's like, "Oh, it's Budweiser. I'm drinking it and here's my face." Where, Dylan gets to get all this sudden attention and boost to her profile. Bud Light gets a boost of attention. Everyone
Yeah.
wins. Barely any money is spent.
Yeah, it's your basic like influencer handshake deal.
And what followed was every transphobe and fuckwit collectively shitting their pants and losing their fucking mind that their favorite brand of diet beer had the gall to recognize the existence of trans people and not in a negative way.
It's enough that I wish Brokeback Mountain had ended on like a Budweiser long
Oh my
stem
God.
commercial.
Would have been amazing. And it's like this happened with Jack Daniels too, where there is a video of those going around where a dude is like, "I'm done with you, Jack Daniels, having the rainbow on your bottles," and he carries out one bottle of regular Jack and 3 of Jack Cinnamon, which is like somehow worse Fireball. It's god awful. It's like the only thing worse than it is the whatever the fuck Jim Beam does to mimic it. That is trash. But he's just like pouring out all this knockoff Fireball into a fire pit, and it's like between that and the dudes who are like proud of themselves for knocking down a suitcase of Bud Light, like congratulations, you technically had 2.5 drinks.
Well, and what always boggles my mind, and I think the minds of everyone on the sidelines to this hysteria, is anytime a corporation realizes like, "Hey, wait a second, minorities buy our products too," is that the people, I don't know, from Exer Americana go out and then buy the product so that they can get video of them shooting the product with an AR-15 or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you bought it. But
Yeah.
you purchased the thing.
Yeah, you already have it. The money is spent, and now you're just doing very bad theater. But I think that's also a really good segue into the next bit. And I'm getting a little personal here. I used to work in the liquor, wine, and beer industry here in Chicago for a number of years. And the thing with Bud Lights and Budweiser in general is that if you go to any gay bar in Boys Town, which is pretty much the nation's first ever city neighborhood that is named after a sexual identity. If you go to any of those bars, the beer that's there is Bud Light. And it has been that way for over a fucking decade.
Yeah, in response to 538's absolute trash article about the four so-called neighborhoods
Yes,
of
yes,
Chicago after
yes.
our mayoral election. Someone posted the four neighborhoods of Chicago is just an image of Miller Lite, Bud Light, Modelo, and Jivy. It's a Polish beer. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
that's pretty right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the rules that was taught if you're in distribution and you represent a beer company is don't waste your time in Boys Town. No one will buy anything there because the deals that they are getting from Budweiser are too good for them to ever stray to anything else. And
Oh
those
damn.
deals are locked down. So for the people who are super pissed off that Bud Light is catering to Dylan Mulvaney, you have no fucking clue what Bud Light has been doing for at least 15 years already.
But Sidetrack would love to show you.
Oh, sidetrack. I haven't been to a Boys Town bar in probably like 10 years, but I remember it being the one that had those alcoholic slushies.
Oh, hell
I can't
yes.
remember which one it was, but I do
Probably a
remember the
couple of
stomach ache I
them.
got as soon as I finished it. And no amount of Britney Spears music videos will help you in that moment.
We should go back. We should have a little podcast fundraiser there.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. Truly amazing. But yeah, so it's literally people getting pissed off over a beer that has been an icon of gay Chicago for a long ass time. It's 3% beer, so it's diet beer. Why are people so mad over their fucking diet beer? It's the weirdest fucking thing. I've never been able to wrap my mind around it. But you have a whole group of people who are pissed off, and by God, someone's going to take advantage of that. Enter Michael Seth Weathers, or M. Seth Weathers, or simply Seth Weathers. He goes by all of them in various filings he's done for businesses. He's used all three at different times.
Always a good sign.
It's the best sign. But who is multiple Seth Weathers anyway? Well, mostly, he's the president and founder of Weathers Corp, a political strategy company that focuses on digital campaign advertising. Since starting his business, he has aided the campaigns of State Representative Steve Tarvin, State Senator Michael Williams, who is mostly known for his gubernatorial run that was somehow the most racist of everyone who ran for governor,
Jesus.
and Congressman Rob Woodall. His LinkedIn page also states he graduated from, quote, the School of Entrepreneurism.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so using multiple names.
Is that white guy talk for School of Hard Knocks? Like
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
self-aware enough
Oh
to
yeah,
know
School of
not to
Hard Knocks is
reference
probably not allowed in LinkedIn. That was about the closest they could get of
incredible.
him just bragging, I didn't go to school to learn this, which is fine. I mean, but
Yeah.
when you say the School of Entrepreneurism, it's a bad joke that over 400 people on LinkedIn have also done on their own profiles. Ugh. Anyway, so in 2015, he would hit the big leagues as the Georgia state director for the Trump campaign, which he held for 2 months before stepping away. He held the position before the primaries even happened, so he was not even situated to get a job in the White House when it was all done. He was pretty much just a blip in Trump world.
Like so many before him and after him.
But that might have also been because he had a pair of other plans for 2016. For one, he founded People for J. Lo to support Lo's state representative race. Lo would end up.
Not J-Lo.
No, no, not.
J-Lo.
Yeah, yeah. Full name J, last name Lo. No Ben Affleck's involved in this. And so Jay would end up losing the Republican primary 71 to 29. But luckily for him, Seth, he had a good fallback job offer as the founder of the Will Not Bend Political Action Committee. Very little remains of the PAC, but the one saved entry on their website on the Wayback Machine states that they will stop Hillary Clinton from becoming the, quote, pantsuit in chief. Una, you're not laughing. That was clearly a big line for them.
Yeah, go get some aloe for that burn.
The main reason they hated Hillary so much is that she wasn't interested in building the border wall and that she would not ban Muslim immigration.
I'm sure there was another deeper reason.
I'm not saying there's not more than two. Yes. Probably goes without saying that the full sentence behind naming the PAC is, we will not bend political correctness. 9 days after Seth was interviewed about the PAC by the Washington Examiner, the Trump campaign filed a complaint with the FEC, stating that Seth was not related with their campaign and that they were formally disavowing any relation to the Will Not Bend PAC.
They got a cease and desist from the Trump campaign?
Yeah. Essentially,
Yikes.
I kind of understand this one more because most of the cease and desist that I'm familiar with from the Trump campaign is like, you're using imagery of Trump, you're using his quotes, and you're making it sound like you're raising money for him. However, you're raising money for your group, which means it's not going to him. And no, all money goes through Trump.
goes directly to Trump, not
Yeah.
even his campaign, just
Why,
directly to Trump.
why direct to this pack when you could just give it to the Trump campaign and they will, I don't know, pay Stormy Daniels with it? So yeah, so within 9 days, Seth's plans to run this Trump pack is pretty much gone. They wouldn't even get official pack status until about 4 months after they were disavowed by the Trump campaign, and by then they had no reason to really do anything. There's no records of them receiving donations or spending any money on campaigns, but they did hold a contest on Facebook to give away a campaign poster signed by Trump, and the post announcing it has no likes or comments.
Damn.
Yeah, so fresh off those failures, Seth would receive a new job offer in 2017. Once again, it would be as a state director for Georgia, but for this time, it would be for the Association for 9/11 Truth Awareness. And thanks to
Okay.
I really got a, big thanks to incognito mode for this one because it really would have fucked up everything if I had to search for it otherwise. The group's acronym, ANITA, as it's more commonly known, operates out of a GeoCities ass webpage that is still very active and super up to date. Back in March, they held their 10th annual 9/11 Scientist Debate. And this year, the main debate would be between Executive Director of the Skeptics Society, Michael Sherman, who would argue on the side of, yes, 9/11 was a terrorist attack, and here's why all the conspiracies are wrong.
Amazing.
And he would be going up against Professor Emeritus of Philosophy, Jim Fetzer. And if that name sounds familiar, it's probably because you listened to a bit of Alex Jones. So one of the big things that Fetzer was known for is that he was one of the leading voices behind Sandy Hook being a hoax.
Ooh.
But to be fair, Jim thinks everything's a hoax. Here's a very short list that Wikipedia was willing to offer. He believes JFK was killed by the government and that the Zapruder film is a fake. He believes the 2002 plane crash that killed Senator Paul Wellstone was ordered directly by Karl Rove. He believes that Paul McCartney died in 1966. Which is, a nice whimsical conspiracy to have.
That's a conspiracy I could get behind.
Yeah,
I mean that.
It's a fun. I learned about that conspiracy in middle school in music class, actually.
Get out.
Yeah, we had a whole week where the music teacher is just teaching us about Beatles albums, and he's like, "All right, this is Magical Mystery Tour, and this is the one where everyone thinks Paul McCartney was replaced with a doppelganger because he died." Yeah,
I've never heard this before.
Yeah, it's some real. Is it Katy Perry or Avril Lavigne that people think is dead?
I think it's Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. That Avril Lavigne died, she got replaced by someone else.
Yeah, that's Avril Lavigne because Katy Perry's conspiracy theory is that she's that child pageant girl who went missing in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they think she's John Monet?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That's a good conspiracy.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen it this week. New conspiracy that someone's trolling with right now is that if you put Epstein's picture right next to Andrew Jackson on the 20, they match up. I love it. Whoever thought it up is a goddamn genius because it's pointless and dumb, and I love it. Anyway, back to Big Jim Fetzer. He also thinks the moon landings were faked, as you should. He believes the 2020 election was stolen from Trump. He believes that
his marriage, sham.
Yep.
Children, not
Wife
real.
won't talk to me. He believes that every school shooting past Sandy Hook has been a hoax. Oh, and he's also a Holocaust denier.
Well, of course. Tick all the boxes.
I mean, look, at that rate, it's that meme where someone's playing Uno and it says draw 25 cards or don't be a conspiracy theorist.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's the guy that won. Yeah, we think this guy should argue the head of the Skeptics Society.
Yeah,
a respected individual.
We're going to both sides the shit out of this.
God. Yeah, and so Seth is the head of the Georgia State faction for this group. So he leads this group from 2017 to 2019, and following this, Seth's trail does kind of somewhat go cold. And it's mostly, and I'm speculating here, and I don't mean to get too into his personal life, but I would believe that a lot of it was because he was going through a divorce at the time.
Yeah, man, that's messy.
Yeah, I believe the woman he divorced was a client of his for Weathers Corp, and she is still on the website as a past client.
Oh, no, well.
Which, yeah, but come on, man. People are gonna ask. But in 2022, Mseth, that's the joke, would be back with a pair of brand new LLCs. The first, Freedom First America LLC, would go nowhere. But the second one, Freedom Speaks Up, would help Seth go national. Freedom Speaks Up would initially begin life in 2020 as bringammo.com, a shop for, quote, Second Amendment and patriotic gear.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's some real Teespring shit.
Hey
The
friends, is that serial number just cribbing your style? We'll take care of it for you.
the most popular items at the time that I looked it up on the Wayback Machine when the store opened in April 2022 includes a picture of Trump photoshopped into a NASCAR outfit with a Trump NASCAR in front of him, a John Wayne shirt that says "Buckle up, Buttercup, we're making America great again," and a 3-pack of Trump-themed face masks. You know, for the
Terrifying.
COVID.
Yeah. Right. The thing you don't believe in.
Yeah, well, at the time, it was brand new, and I don't think anyone was
Oh.
trying to say it didn't exist. So I looked ahead a few more months to October 2020, and the new section of most popular items is almost entirely COVID masks with a soupçon of Trump-branded beach towels.
A beach towel.
Yeah, I mean, look, everyone loves towels. Further on down, there's also a t-shirt that says, "I went to Chicago and all I got was shot," which is really good for people who have never been to and never will visit Chicago.
Yeah.
Also, weird messaging for a Second Amendment store to be selling. Like,
Oh,
but yeah, and so by October they were full on the selling face masks, as you know, everyone and their mom was doing it to make money and to be helpful. So in 2022, the shop went under a bit of a rebranding to Freedom Speaks Up. The landing site even got a new banner featuring Seth in a shirt that proclaims he's, quote, uncensorable, and the un is in red letters and the censorable's in white letters, and the shirt's
oh,
black, so you know
censorable. Okay.
uncensorable.
I heard centerable. Like,
Oh, you can't put me in the center. I'm not voting for
yeah,
Andrew Yang.
we're extreme.
Yeah, which would, God, that'd be a funny shirt. That'd be a really funny shirt. But he actually does include a poem, sort of, to explain what he means by being uncensorable. And I'm gonna go there right now.
Oh no.
Quote, "Be uncensorable. Freedom doesn't cave to the woke mob. Freedom doesn't remain silent in the face of pressure. Freedom is uncensorable. Freedom speaks up. Be that person. Be uncensorable. Be the reason someone is emboldened to speak up in defense of freedom. Join our movement today." You'll, I'm trying to gauge your emotions right now. It's
I'm trying to gauge them as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you a picture from it too,
It's,
because I think you really need to get an idea of what good old Seth Weathers looks like.
please tell me there's more than one typeface.
Um, yeah, I think so. And you'll probably also notice from the picture of Seth, he is our age. He is in his late 30s.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, he looks like an American Matthew Good, and I don't
Yeah.
like
Yeah, he does.
this.
Yeah.
No.
So it's not great. The shop
No.
rebranding came with a set of new items. He got really big on the Let's Go Brandon thing. So there's a whole
Sure,
pile
who
of Let's Go
didn't?
Brandon clothing, which,
Wow,
you
they're even
know,
men's swim shorts.
oh yeah.
30% off.
Hell yeah, they're 30% off. You start talking right to me, they're going to be 100%. All right, I'm done. There is
Damn it.
also a lot of anti-vaccine stuff now because apparently selling face masks is not good for business. So you can get a shirt of Fauci with a clown nose, classic, or my personal favorite. Now, Una, I'm going to send this to you, and I promise it doesn't have any viruses in it. But you can buy a shirt that says "Scan for my vaccine passport," and underneath that it has a QR code, and
Oh
this
no.
is the website that it goes to.
Didn't even link.
Now, I'll
Hold
warn you
on.
before you go there.
Mhm.
If are I assume that you're like a liberal, you're towards the left of things.
I am.
Okay,
Oh.
so be careful. According to the warnings, you are going to get extremely triggered by this. So just be careful because I care about you. I don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah, it goes to my vaccine passport, and then there's so many emojis in this, in what is ostensibly a website.
Yeah.
My vaccine passport, and then the emoji pointing down, and it's just photo stock of the Constitution, like a booklet form
Yeah.
of the Constitution of the United States of America with reading glasses. And then
Yeah.
it says, "I am not a sheep," with those little, like, the warning lights.
Yeah. And if there was an old website, they'd definitely be animated.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? God, we used to
We
be a
used to be
better
a proper
we
country.
used to be a proper country.
Yeah, so I was really preparing myself for something stupid, and it somehow was dumber than I thought. I don't know how they define being triggered, but if it's like bored pity, I guess that's what it would be. I'm sad and bored for you.
Yeah, and I'm also genuinely worried about everyone's cholesterol because there was a lot of very pro meat, like MEAT
Yeah.
meat paraphernalia in that website.
Yeah, you're only a man American if you eat a fuck ton of steak.
No, you know what? No wonder everyone's like angry and trigger happy because everyone's backed up. No one's had a good poop in weeks.
Oh man, it's really sad. And well, believe it or not, we're actually gonna be talking about that more in depth next week or
Incredible.
next time. But yeah, so that's pretty much the Freedom Speaks Up website now. It's Let's Go branding gear. You can get posters of the Constitution, but on a black background, so it's real serious.
I
And like
mean,
some
I listen, I absolutely had that wanker train spotting quote
yes.
poster. So
Look, I'm not gonna deny the appeal of white typeface on a black background, especially
no.
when you're in college.
Do I have dark mode on my phone? Absolutely. I get
Yes.
it.
Yes. So if you're just basing things off the Freedom Speaks Up website, it would appear that things are going gangbusters. The bottom of the page features 568 five-star reviews of products from wrapping paper to Biden paper towels that say the quicker fucker upper, which fuck you, that's kind of funny. But they don't sell that anymore, I don't think. Either which way, that's what they got. But it kind of starts to fall apart when you go to the Better Business Bureau's website. Now, I'm not going to say the Better Business Bureau is a beacon of knowledge. They invented Yelp scam years ago, where essentially, if you're a business, if you pay them a fee or a monthly membership, every negative thing about your business is gone. But until you
Oh,
do,
yikes.
people can absolutely go to that page and list all the things that you've done. And Freedom Speaks Up has about 34 one-star reviews. Because it turns out Seth hasn't been really good at sending his stuff out or reimbursing anyone if stuff arrives damaged. Or, worst case scenario, if stuff doesn't show up, he won't pay a refund. They'll just ghost you.
Yeah. Fuck you. This isn't a business.
For example, Jeff Y wrote on January 27th, quote, I ordered shoes on November 13th, 2022, and no order yet. It's January 26th, 2023. Sent emails over the months and only 2 responses. I tried calling and the phone number doesn't work. I tried getting a return and no response and no return. And so it's just kind of been all over the place ever since the
Yeah, well, maybe
bringammo.com site.
maybe this guy needs to wake up and realize he doesn't need shoes because our ancestors didn't use shoes. Stop being such a cuck.
Look, he just needs to look down at his feet and see Let's Go on one and Brandon on the other, and it'll encourage him to run a little faster
A little faster. You
because
can
his
do that
name
with a
is Brandon
Sharpie.
and he needs the motivation. And according to a number of people on there, I wasn't able to verify this because I got rid of my Facebook years ago, but apparently on the bringammo.com site, it is loaded with people saying, you haven't sent me shit.
Incredible.
Yeah. So some people are getting stuff, some people aren't. So it's not a complete grift of like, buy shit, I won't give you any.
It's just a bad business.
Right. Yeah. It's just a guy who doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Which brings us to today, or, a couple of weeks ago, when Seth unveiled his commercial for the anti woke ultra right beer. And since you haven't seen it, Una, I think we're going to watch it right now.
Yay!
All
Movie
right.
time.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. I mean, yeah, he seems like a happy guy, right?
This is this is a man who is if I'm guessing he has kids. He's
Yeah.
never actually spent a Saturday with them.
Yeah. He has 2 sons. But yeah, so that's the commercial for ultra right beer. People have noted that it's really sus that he's walking out of a bathroom while drinking a beer.
I also love the ending where he's like, "Stay the fuck away from our kids." It's like you're selling a product that's intended for people 21 and over.
Right. Bud
But
Light.
then again, like I'm also aware of your culture, which includes a lot of drunk adults and even drunker teenagers.
Right.
So
Well, in The Onion, I think said it best, where they're like, angry conservative dad now has to find another beer to drink before beating his kids.
yes, yeah. I also heard this great comedian talk about how like it was such a bad week for the left and right because Harry Potter was getting canceled, but Light was getting canceled. No matter which side you fall on, that's your childhood.
Oh my God. Yeah, so it's as a commercial, it's not really well made, but it went viral. People, it had everything in it that you would want. If you're making fun of him, he
Yes,
can't throw a baseball for shit. That can of beer that he hit with the baseball bat did not go that far.
he also has extreme peaked in frat
Yeah.
energy. Like he peaked as the secretary to his fraternity.
Right. But yeah, it had everything you wanted if you're now mad at Bud Light. It hits all those notes. So it ended up going very, very viral. And so this ended up resulting in him getting a lot of orders for it. He claimed there are army bases and restaurants that were wanting it. He started getting interviews with various news outlets about it. And instead of covering that, I need to be a bit of a beer nerd here.
Yes, thank you.
Because
Because all I'm thinking about is like, right, but like I know bartenders and people who have gotten like started brewing their own beer and then like
Mhm.
started their own independent microbrewery and things like that. It's like it's a fuck ton of work. So like what is he outsourcing to?
Exactly. Well, let's start off with like, all right, your plan is to replace Bud Light as a beer that people binge drink.
Yes.
And Bud Light is here in the States known as an American adjunct lager, which is a long phrase meaning it's made with rice and corn, which are typically not grains that you'll see used for making beer that often. You'll see really good rice beers out of Japan, but
Yeah.
it's not the main grain that people are using. And the reason
Right.
behind that is you could use rice and corn to make a fuck ton of barely drinkable beer. It's all about being mass produced. It's not so much about the taste,
Yeah.
but and this I mean this is a guy who drinks fucking Coors whenever it's hot and I don't want to move. But it's designed to essentially be sex in a canoe fucking close to water.
Yup.
And so if you're going to try to replace that, then your beer needs to be similar to how they make that. And on the website, Ultra Right is described as an American blonde ale,
Mm,
which I will point out, ale and lager are the two species of beer. They're completely fucking different.
yeah.
Lager's made at a colder temperature than ale. Lager's designed to be easy drinking, a little more laid back. Ale is designed to have more fruit notes, a little more complex.
Right. Yeah, like an ale is what I'm going to reach for if I want to be drinking a beer and aware that I am drinking a beer.
Right, right. And it's so already out of the gate, you're ruining. Even the most easy to drink blonde ales, say like a Kona Big Wave, you still can't really chug those during game. You're drinking them kind of quick, but you're not, you still want to taste it. No one's shotgunning fucking half acre fader. It's not
Oh my
that's not how it's
God.
fucking working.
Challenge accepted, Dusty.
God damn it, god damn it. And so to make things even crazier, he's not even using corn or rice to make this beer. He's using strictly barley, which, yeah, barley malt is in Bud Light, but it's not the main grain they're using. It's gonna taste nothing fucking like it. Ah,
But then, so is he accidentally bringing good beer to
severely
these?
doubt it. I extremely doubt it.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is, it's like the type of beer that he's making does not lend itself to mass production. So even if you want to compete with Bud Light, you won't. There is not a single American golden ale that's in the top 23 most bought beers in America. Not even fucking close. So no matter what, it's going to be more expensive than Bud Light, no matter how you cut it. Which I will ask you, Una, for a 6 pack of beer that is guaranteed to be not woke, how much would you pay for a 6 pack?
Are we assuming that I am the audience for unwoke beer?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Let's
So
say
how?
you're on a school board, you were elected in a
Yes,
very
yes, yes, yes,
controversial election.
yes.
You hate To Kill a Mockingbird, but
Um,
you've only read Harper Lee's sequel.
okay. So yeah, I would assume I could get a 24 pack.
No, 6 pack.
Well, okay, okay, okay. Well, we're really buying a six. No, okay, fine, a six
Yeah,
pack.
let's just say yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Go
say
ahead.
like $8 at most, right?
Ooh, 1999 a 6 pack.
Holy shit!
Yeah, which I will say that
Fancy beer.
if we were shipping it to Wrigley Field, because I was not putting in my address, it would cost 28.24 after shipping.
Lordy, for
Yeah,
a six pack of what is supposed to, yeah, yikes,
yeah.
yikes. I mean, it's one thing if you're like going after the crowds of beer snobs who assume there's going to be a significant upcharge because of all the fanciness.
Yeah, but it's like I was trying to think of what beer currently exists on the market that is 1999 for a 6 pack. The closest I could think is like Founders has a series of breakfast stouts. Goose Island maybe with some of their stouts.
Oh, I just assumed like a 12 ounce of Miller High Life at Wrigley Field.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what the
that would
going rate is for it,
absolutely,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but from a store, I can't think. The only beers that I know that are that much for a 6 pack are dark porters and stouts. There's
Hmm.
not a lot of American ales that are going to
And
have
it's
the
a
balls
special
to ask for 20
occasion
bucks.
beer.
Right. Oh
Yeah.
my, yeah. it is definitely a holiday price that you're asking for this. And so this is where we also get a bit of a hiccup, because to sell it in a store or a restaurant or in an army base, it needs to be represented by a distributor in any state that you're in. It's going to differ in every single state. Some of them have a relationship, some don't, but it's a lot of fucking work to get a distributor. I know for a fact he has none. So the only way that
Yeah.
he can sell this is through the mail, which
Like
is
a fucking MLM.
yes, well, which technically you can do, but it kind of depends on where you're making it. So if you look on the website, it says that the beer is brewed in quote Northern Illinois.
What?
Yep, Northern Illinois. So the folks on the brewing subreddit were pretty keen to try to figure out which brewery he was going to be using, because, like you said, he doesn't own his own brewery. That in of itself would
Yeah.
cost a lot of money. So he's clearly going to be doing something called contract brewing, where even a number of microbreweries here do this, where you give a brewery your recipe, they make it for you, they print it, they can it, and then you sell it and they get a kickback.
Honestly, I half expected to find out that like the brewing was mainly being done in Sonora, Mexico, and it
Oh
was
my
laced
god.
with arsenic. You just to keep
Yes.
costs low.
Oh my god. Yeah, and so there were some theories about who would be. Oh yeah, because the other thing they do too is some brewers make a bunch of shit beer that they just use to slap labels on, like, oh, we're doing a wedding, so you put the wedding couple's label on it
Oh,
for weddings,
cute,
or
sure.
yeah, you do stuff like that, or someone's like, I have a charity and we want a fake beer for a month. You do something like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that was also another theory as to what would be going on here. So
Yeah.
the people on our brewing on Reddit were trying to figure out which brewery it was that he was contracting with, and everyone just kind of assumed that when he says Northern Illinois, he means Chicago, which would be a really bad idea because our beer here is very woke.
Yeah.
One of the most popular beers in 2000 was Five Rabbits Chinga Tupelo,
Oh,
which
that's right.
such a good beer, which is also a golden ale, which very roughly translates to fuck your hair and was an anti-Trump beer. So fucking good.
So to be fair, we've had extremely woke beer.
Oh, yeah.
Just, you know.
Yeah. So people were trying to figure it out. The thing that would have been funny is that the breweries here in Chicago that do contract brewing, one is Goose Island, so it's owned by InBev and Budweiser.
So the money is still go like at a much higher premium. This is
Right.
incredible.
And the other one is owned by Heineken, which
It's always been gay. Yeah.
Right. It turns out they were very wrong. We were thinking far too northeast. It was
Oh,
revealed that the brewery they were using was Bent River Brewing Company in Rock Island, which is part of the Quad Cities on the Illinois-Iowa border.
okay, that's good for them.
Yeah. The thing, though, is MSeth did not have a contract signed when he started to advertise on the website that was Bent River and then shifted to just saying Northern Illinois. Because when Bent River saw that commercial, they were like, oh, that's what you're wanting us to make. Fuck you, no.
Good for them.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, good job, Bent River.
And so this got very big when the Daily Dot amplified this findings on Twitter, which led Seth to angrily declare that the left socialists were trying to kill his beer. But he would have the last laugh on Monday when he released a video at the new brewery that was going to be making his beer. He stated it was going to be local, which would mean Georgia. And hey, what do you know? Today's Monday. So let me just check his Twitter here. And end of workday. Oh, he didn't release the video from the new brewery of where it's going to be at. He released instead a new video that was a mix of the Bud Light executive who approved the Dylan Mulvaney publicity stunt about her having a leave of absence, as well as Tucker Carlson getting fired. And so, yeah, good old Seth doesn't have a brewery. He lied about it again. I'm starting to think this might be a fucking grift where no one's getting any beer.
I mean, have people been putting in orders? Like, is this going to be like the shoes again?
You
Where
are the segue queen today. Ooh.
hey,
Because initially, before all of this, it said that the beer was going to be shipped out on May 11th, which is when he assumed canning and all that process would be done. Now,
that's very soon.
yes, and now it is approximately 30 days after order.
Oh no.
And this might also be because Seth hasn't filled out even the most basic of paperwork to sell his beer. So one of the very first things you fucking do if you are selling a brand new beer, whether you're a new company or you're coming out with a new product, is you file a COLA application. And it's essentially paperwork that is reviewed by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, specifically their revenue board, to look over to make sure that the labeling is all well within the law, that you have where it was made, the amount of alcohol that's in it, just the basic info. And it's also there to make sure that you're not like, hey, here's my new beer, Tubweiser. Everyone get some Tubweiser. And the folks on Reddit.
Hey, do you love bathtub gin? Well, Get a load of Budweiser.
Dude, you know I do. That's why I've never gotten a security deposit back. But yeah, so the folks at the ATF are very proud of how quickly they can approve these things. So the folks on the brewery subreddit have been watching the cola applications on a daily basis to see if it's
Incredible.
been applied. And Seth, even when he had his thing at Bent River, still had not applied for a cola application.
Is this guy an idiot or just, I mean, it boggles my mind, at least, that it's like you're intending to sell a product
Mhm.
that is illegal for people under the age of 21, and every state has like finicky
Mhm.
alcohol taxes.
Oh, 100
And
fucking percent. Like,
there, yeah, and as mentioned, there's a whole department devoted to alcohol,
yeah,
firearms, and yada yadas.
like, I don't know if it's still the same in Pennsylvania, but the only places you can buy any liquor there is through state stores. In Ohio, you can buy beer at gas station, but liquor it has to be at a state store. Here in
Yep.
Illinois, who the fuck cares? Anyone
Yeah.
get a license, sell that shit. And so yeah, you're right. It's different in every single state, which is all the funnier because when he said it was based in Illinois and that he was going to be mailing it out with the exception of 8 different states, which, good on him for doing that research. But when he said he was going to be mailing it out from Chicago, Cranes Chicago very quickly noted that's illegal. You can't mail beer in Illinois from one state to another. So even if the things with Bent River worked out, they would have to put all the beer on a truck, drive it across the river to Davenport, and then mail it out.
Meanwhile, Davenport was like, get the fuck out of my town.
Yeah. Oh my God. It is the most ridiculous thing in the world. But then there's two more things that make it much funnier. It's probably for the best he didn't file a cola application for this because Michelob Ultra is really protective of the word ultra in their name and would probably
Oh,
sue Seth immediately if he
it's like
tried to make
how
this.
Great British Bake Off can't be it's the Great British Baking Show in the States because, oh, who is it? I forget. Betty Crocker or something
Yeah.
owns the rights to the phrase bake off, which is
Yeah.
absolutely bonkers.
It's wild. In the world of beer, I mean, this is something that happens all the goddamn time where small microbrews come up with a name, but then they're like slightly close enough to something a major producer does, and they're forced to step back. I mean, just 2 years ago, Stone Brewing out in California, who are known for essentially elevating the IPA, got into a lawsuit with Keystone because Keystone started selling their beers with just the word Stone on the side.
What? Oh, rude.
Yeah.
No, it's
Stone,
a word.
Stone Brewing won that one, but it really goes to show how fucking serious the industry is about names and trademark.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah.
no fucking way Seth would have been able to make this thing as is. So May 11th was a very I think it was just the date that he knew he had until the grift would expire.
Yeah.
Which brings us to, I think, the most frustrating thing of all. If you're a conservative who hates Bud Light and you're looking for an alternative to it and are willing to spend $20 for a 6 pack, a brewery like that already fucking exists. It's called the Armed Forces Brewing Company, and it's out of Annapolis, Maryland. One of their
Get
spokesmen is
out.
one of the guys from SEAL Team 6.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
they have not just one, but two beers that would fit the void if you were fine drinking ultra right. They have two beers that are 5% or lower. That one's a lager, one's an ale, both easy drinking, and they're both $6 cheaper than ultra right per 6 pack, and actually come in 24 packs if you want them. And they
See,
mail anywhere in America except the 8 states that you can't do that.
see, now this is the invisible hand at work.
Right.
That's like, don't give me your like, oh, regulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can't get ultra right beer.
Yeah.
No, no, no. It has been there this whole time,
Yeah.
my friend, and cheaper.
It took me 8 fucking seconds to find it too. It's like so many brewers are saying you have to put in so much legwork, years of legwork to get permits, to get the applications right, to master what you want your beer to taste like before you're even out there
Mhm.
selling it. And as much as I will disagree with Armed Forces Brewing Company's politics, they're fucking there first. And if I were them, I would
Yep.
be furious at this jagoff.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, that's ultra right beer that does not exist. It probably never will, but we'll keep an eye on it. Who knows? Maybe by midnight tonight, Seth will actually produce the video. All I know is every time I've tweeted at him, he's ignored me. So who fucking knows?
Rude.
Yeah. Which brings us to our second grift, and it's more of a bridge. It's not going to go as long as the first, but I think it's fun.
Little palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Little
So
refreshing, hoppy
yeah,
palate.
exactly. Yes. So our second grift is Bona Dea Cosmetics. And it was created by the current chairwoman of the Libertarian Party, Angela McArdle. So Angela has a very lengthy bio, and I'm not really going to go into it because I need to keep this short. But she became the head of the party in May of 2022 as part of the Mises Caucus takeover. And if you want to know more about that, we have a whole episode on the Mises Caucus. You can go back and listen to that.
Yeah, get cracking, people.
Since then, she's overseen the worst fundraising numbers since the party was founded in the 1970s.
Woof.
Yeah, there's been an absolute exodus from the party, and really all that's left are fucking weirdos for all this time at this point.
Oh,
But she has also co-hosted the Rage Against the War Machine rally, strengthened ties with the LaRouchites, which I didn't know LaRouchites were trying to take over the Libertarian Party since at least the 80s. She forced Joe Exotic from the party and made him quit because he was going to run for the presidential nominee for the Libertarian Party, and she forced him to quit, and now he's running as a Democrat for president.
Stop it.
So we finally have an option.
Yay.
But worst of all these things is recently on the Tim Pool show, which is a real awful time, she was interviewed and advocated for something called German New Medicine, which above all things blames Jews for disease, claims that AIDS isn't real, and that you can beat cancer just by thinking happier thoughts.
Oh no.
Yeah.
All of this is terrible.
Yeah. So yes, the perfect person to buy cosmetics from.
Oh no.
So I'm going to go to the website of there to say exactly why she decided to start this company and the motivation behind it. Origin story. Click. Quote, I just wanted a women's cosmetics line that was made for, modeled by, and marketed to women. I don't spend a lot of time shopping for or putting on makeup, but I found myself spending more and more time shopping for makeup recently as I tried to find a brand that didn't use wokeness or inclusiveness pandering as a marketing tactic. So many cosmetic companies out there use male models for women's products now. It's ridiculous. When I'm shopping for a product, I want to know how a makeup will look on me, a woman. So that's why I started this cosmetics line. We only advertise to women. We only use biological women as our model. 10 years ago, this would be a controversial business plan, but it is not now.
What?
Yep, it's a turfy cosmetics line.
Oh no, I didn't really they're just I'm just thinking of like guy liner, which I love to see.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But yeah, Angela has been leading a push in the Libertarian Party, which has usually been do whatever the fuck you want with your life, we don't care, to now just being anti-trans, which flies in the face of libertarianism.
And it's also interesting from like because their whole thing is just like unregulated business. So I guess this is part of just like, yeah, why not just throw your hat in the ring?
Yeah, I mean, it does actually fit very well with Mises Caucus libertarianism, where the idea is if I want to run a racist restaurant, I should be allowed to, and the market will inform me as to whether or not it's a good idea.
Yeah, whether or not you'll listen, though.
Right. So it's one thing to start a transphobic company, but that alone does not a grift make. It just makes you a jerk. But the first clue as to whether or not this is a grift comes from the frequently asked questions section. And it states that the products will ship around the end of May with the reasoning that, quote, we're taking time to carefully source our ingredients to make sure that they meet the standards for a high quality product. Now, I don't know how long it takes to make makeup.
No, I don't either. But frankly, I assume it's similar to the brewing method in that, like, if you actually give a damn, like, yeah, I don't know. I've just like, I've seen some makeup from, say, like MLM lines, or at least heard about them secondhand, where it's like the minute you're trying the product, it's like it's cakey, it feels oily, it's gross, like it's just cheap. It's that scene from Goodfellas where she's getting her nails done with all the other mobster wives, and it's like they all had bad skin. Yeah.
That is the prediction that's coming out. I know very few people into cosmetics or makeup influencers or whatever, but yeah, it's for that kind of quick turnaround, especially if you're sourcing the ingredients.
You're not Rihanna. You don't have a team.
Right? Yeah, and about the only way you could do a turnaround that quick is if, once again, you're signing a contract, or you're contract making these where people just have a pile of shit makeup that you're just throwing your logo on. I might be wrong, but it seems a little tough.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not making trial and error products or like showing off videos of past attempts and how things are going. It's a whatever. But where it gets weird is when you go to the pages for the items they'll be selling, which are blush, which comes in pink and peach, bronzer, and eyeshadow palettes, which both come in pink and peach. There are pictures for the products that they have yet to make. So
Stock images?
I mean, look, for the first one, first we're gonna look at the blush, and I'm just gonna start sending you links. This
What?
is gonna be a
Why
very
do I
link.
think the coloring for this is only going to work on this woman's skin and no one else's?
Yes, on pale white women, I assume. Yeah. So this is the current page for the blush.
Okay. I mean, I guess I don't wear blush.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was still a thing for
Oh,
people.
it definitely is. I just
Okay.
have rosacea. I don't need to highlight it.
God damn it. The natural blush. You
Yeah.
think there's people who want to cure that? What the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's they're pictures separately for the pink and the peach. They're both the same color.
They're both the same color. Like there's no,
Yeah. It looks
yeah.
like an empty tea light that's been filled with powder.
Yes.
But if you click on it, there is a paragraph at the end of the description for what it's going to be that says our products are still under construction. You can expect this blush to have a peach hue, works on fair to medium dark skin. It will not look the same as the placeholder photo that we are using on our website.
Well, sorry, but that's kind of important. I kind of need to know what it looks like because
Yeah.
it's gonna be on my skin.
What if I told you it cost $22? Would that
Yeah, I
change
saw
minds?
that too. And
Yeah.
it's like, for what? This tea light? That isn't actually the thing.
Yeah.
What am I getting? Oh,
Well,
nothing?
so the thing I will give them for this is that it is 100% a stock photo. I don't see any logos. I don't see anything strange or weird. Admittedly, it is a picture of a tea light of blush with a small paintbrush holding a little bit of it at the tip. You know, I think it's as a placeholder, I see nothing wrong with this. But Una, I would like you to click on the eyeshadow palettes at the top.
Yeah.
Let's go there. Once again, we have choices of pink and peach. They are $30, which I don't know if that's appropriate for an eyeshadow palette.
I mean, maybe for like a known brand where
Oh,
the
oh,
quality is good. I will say makeup's not cheap.
yeah,
That's part of the bullshit with
fair
everything.
enough, fair enough. Well, the problem with this is when you click on the picture, as you can see, there's the back part of the palette of the lid when you open it up says treasure on it, and
It certainly does.
all the different colors have their own fancy names like cardamom and copper and aubergine. Oh,
Anise, which looks like,
orange.
yeah, and not anise.
But it's very clear packaging that it only takes a minute or two of looking to realize that this is an original product. It's from a company called Ohai and is an in-house brand for Urban Outfitters.
Oh my God.
So the picture they're using is the Treasure eyeshadow palette, which
Oh,
costs $29.
no.
So it's a
Well,
buck cheaper than what Angela's selling hers for. And yes, there is that paragraph at the bottom that says, this is a stock photo. We're going to be changing it when we have it. I think the ability to use that excuse changes when you're using an actual fucking product from another company.
yeah.
Only thing that Angela has on her side for this is that Ohai no longer makes this palette. And
Okay, but
yeah, hence why I think it's been moved into being purchasable as a stock photo because they're not really using it anymore. And a lot of people have used it for Medium articles or for BuzzFeed lists and things like that.
okay.
But not as a shop, not as something that you're going to be selling on. Finally, I think we need to go to bronzer because bronzer is, I mean, it's the rule of three, so of course it's going to be the best.
All right, clicking on it.
Bronzer just comes in bronzer. It's going to be $22. There's a lot wrong with the stock photo that Angela has chosen. First of all, estimating on the picture, I think about an eighth of it is bronzer and the rest of it is other product.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing maybe bronzer and then what looks like a brown neutrals eyeshadow palette.
Yeah. The other big issue with this is while the Treasure eyeshadow palette just had that sort of branding, but you didn't see it was listed at Ohai or Urban Outfitter. This is very clearly from Makeup Revolution because Revolution's logo is on the makeup. Specifically, the item that has the bronzer, it's a 3-pack that is their sculpt and contour kit. And above it is their reloaded eyeshadow palette. So even
Incredible.
for a placeholder pick, it's barely bronzer. On top of that, if you add these two things together, they are $17. So $5 cheaper than the $22 that Angela wants you to spend on bronzer.
Well, maybe you're getting half a gallon of bronzer when
Oh my
she does it. We don't have sizing here.
Isn't that just tanning lotion? I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, but to make it even worse, the contour kit and the eyeshadow palette, Makeup Revolution's still selling both of these. These are active fucking fucking products.
That
The picture
is
that she got this from,
awkward.
the picture she got this from is from a Romanian photographer who goes by Vonvix and is using their picture. This picture is within public domain. They've let it out to be used, freely when everyone wants to. But once again, typically for Medium articles or listicles, not
Yeah.
own fucking sales site.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a great look, much like this bronzer would be on my face.
So it's already a lot of people are expecting this to fail or almost it may. Probably
Yeah.
going to take longer to make makeup. If they're
Yeah.
actually going to send it out by the end of May. I'm still waiting for new products. A lot of people are certain that she's going to get cease and desist letters on the bronzer and the eyeshadow palette at least. There is also the side thing that there's another company that goes by Bona Dea Naturals, which is probably different enough in copyright to not get a cease and desist, but it's still kind of sad. Bona Dea
That's
Naturals, they only make one product, and it is an all natural vaginal deodorant.
Ooh, yikes. Ladies listening at home, stay far away from that shit. That
Yeah,
is not good for you, hooch.
yeah, it's a bad idea. They might get sued, they might not, but it's also one of those things where a lot of former libertarians are like, really glad you're focusing on this. Also, thank you for sending out your announcement via Libertarian Party letterhead. Yeah,
No.
mentions she's the chairwoman of the party. It's just my prediction is this will not sell well, but it will do good as the official party MLM.
Yes. I mean,
That's
MLMs love makeup scheme.
yeah, that's the only thing I could see doing for this, and it's not great. I don't know, but it was fun to learn about makeup for a bit. Yeah, unless it's like a Ben Nye kit, I'm not really gonna know much about it.
Yeah, I mean, like as you were talking, I was thinking back to like I follow a few. Usually start out as like soap products, but a few, black owned makeup and self care stores.
Mhm.
And what happens is like you start off with like a single product, like
Right.
one that like you really put in the time and effort, and it's like that's kind of like your flagship product. And then from there, like then you start to amass capital as people realize like, oh my God, this product was so good, and like
Mhm.
I can trust them. And so like it starts off with a lipstick, and then suddenly there's a foundation. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's how you build trust.
Yeah.
Which I assume is similar to the beer story of just like you start with
Yeah.
like a
Mhm.
beer,
Yeah.
and then eventually you start to get the capital growing.
Mhm.
Come on.
Yeah. It's all around it's not great. But finally, we have the biggest of the three grifts.
Ooh.
And the script asks the question, why make your own product when you can just get people to buy other products and pay you for the service? Enter Mammoth Nation. Describing itself as America's conservative marketplace, Mammoth Nation is, quote, a membership-based online shopping platform that features American-owned and operated businesses while openly supporting America First candidates and causes. And to get in on this, there are 3 tiers that you can buy in. You can buy in as Patriot for $25 a month, which gives you immediate access to all the discounted benefits and services, of which there are like about 50 to 75 different companies, and where you can get discounts of like 10% to, I believe, 25 might be the peak. However, the membership does renew each year at $29. So just be ready for when that happens. You could upgrade to Platinum Patriot for $45 a month, which gets you access to the store, a magnet and window decal. That's it. And then it renews at $49 a year
Ah,
or a month.
stop.
Or, oh, yeah, sorry, it's $25 a year, $49 a year. But then there's Lifetime Patriot. And for a one time fee of $225, you get the access, the magnet, the window decal, a pocket constitution, and a lifetime membership with no renewal to Mammoth Nation.
This honestly sounds like every Indiegogo campaign I've ever run.
Yeah. Oh my God. What are some cheap bullshit I can buy that will make sure we still make money? Magnets, fine.
A decal, great.
I'll write you a dinner. I don't know.
Just please give me $200 so I can put up this bad play.
This production of Macbeth is not going to do itself.
And trust us, we have tried.
Could have been kicked out of every public park. So the nice thing with this money too is that when you give it to them, Mammoth Nation's not keeping all of it. A portion goes to 35 different charities, as well as America First and conservative political campaigns.
Again, please picture the Simpsons episode, but instead of the Duff beers, it's the 35 different charities.
Yep,
And
yep.
it's just
Yeah. So I did look at the charities. I was expecting to find a complete shit show, but from what I found, it's like, yeah, these are 35 charities who have not been caught doing anything terrible yet. It's like the most notable is the Wounded Warrior Project, which has its own fucking issues. But it's mostly a lot of charities that don't offer direct services, but fund charities that do direct services.
good Lord.
Yeah, so a lot of that shit. There are a few that do direct stuff like outdoor camping events and hunting events, which are, kind of a lesser known thing for veterans to just kind of build camaraderie and to get out into nature and get away from stuff and to
Yes.
have
Yeah.
space to be
Community.
yourself
I
and
get it.
communicate. Yeah, so there are some organizations they donate to that do that, but yeah, and then you get fucking Gun Owners of America, which are for people who are too conservative for the NRA.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't see really any red flags with them. As for donating to candidates, I didn't really see anything there, but 2023 is also an off year for elections.
Right.
I haven't seen anyone that they've really donated to at a large amount. I think I saw one that was for $150 to maybe Ron Johnson because they're based in Wisconsin, but nothing huge, nothing really, eye-opening, which means we have to judge them based off the products that they are offering. So I have a couple that I planned out, but Una, I'm going to give you the link to the store. And if, see if there are any that really catch your eye here. And showing you the store, the ones up top of their premium partners, there's their own wireless network called Pure Talk. There's the Trump store, which is a huge get for them. Of the
Hotels.
Yeah, just hotels, save 70%.
Beef. 50 states vodka. Oh no.
Yeah. Well, I will say Lynn's Heritage Angus beef. Lynn's is a very big meat supplier, especially here in Chicago. I've seen their truck in front of Ruth's Chris multiple times. They are one of two companies that I recognize in this list. The other is Beretta, which is a gun company, but the only items that they are selling is from their clothing line and gun accessories on this.
Okay.
I don't think guns are allowed to have coupons. I don't know. I need to look that up, but it's the feeling I was getting.
First Sergeant Salsa? This is wild.
Yeah.
Third hand cutting. Okay, you know what? That looks actually pretty useful.
Yeah, I really wanted to shit on the cutting board. It's essentially a cutting board with a wall on it, so you can push items against it to cut, or you could put your cheese grater onto it as an angle. So I assume so you're shaving your knuckles less. It's not a bad idea.
You know what's also fascinating is like for my day job, I spend a lot of time working with people who have a design background, and like we talk a lot about like imagery and font choice and things like, and it's just fascinating to get a little peek into this because it's the same thing. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, this is working for their audience.
Right.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah. Is there any particular company you would like to look at, or do you want to just dive in on the big two that I found?
You dive in because I'm overwhelmed, frankly. Like there's the American Gulag Chronicles.
Oh yeah, the book about January 6th people. I do want to say they do have their own Casper version of mattresses. It's Aslan, and yes, it does have a lion sleeping on a bed.
Where is that?
All the way at the bottom on the left.
What?
Aslan Mattresses is a small family company owned by a pioneer of the online mattress industry and offers the most comfortable, affordable gel memory foam mattresses in the luxury bedding category.
It's the bed Christ would sleep on.
It's true. He would. Do not eat Turkish delight in this bed.
Because there's 15 pages here. I'm totally overwhelmed just on the first page. Yeah. So yeah, lead me.
Okay, so first off, there are 20 coffee companies that are on this in this store. So much so that there is a frequently asked section for people who are wanting to sell stuff here, and they have a whole list of companies they are no longer accepting because there are too many, and that is clothing companies, coffee and tea, candles, supplements, and stuff like that. So
Pachava.
Yeah. And so the coffee companies are kind of all over the place. There are two that are anti-abortion. One is called 7 Weeks Coffee because apparently at 7 weeks, the fetus is as big as a coffee bean.
Stop it.
Yup. By the anti-abortion.
What do you
coffee.
care? If I'm pregnant, I can't even drink. Like, do you even have a decaf option?
There should be. But the one that really caught my eye is a company called Golden Virginia, I believe, or Gold Virginia. They make peanut coffee. Yeah, apparently it was something that the Confederates did during the Civil War when the embargo kept coffee from coming into the South. They had to make a an alternative version, so they ground up peanuts into coffee, and
Brewed it like coffee.
yeah,
Probably added some hickory just to try to give it a little taste.
possibly, but I mean, that's
Peanut coffee.
unacceptable, man. You sell peanut oil, you do butter, you honey roast the shit out of it like a fucking normal person, you fucking peanut fascist.
That's
And I
so true. Like, how am I not ending up with some kind of shitty ass peanut butter if I'm grinding these peanuts to make
Well, it's
goddamn
already
coffee?
yeah, and it's already showing up as like coffee similar powder. So I don't know what process. I don't know if he's just using the shells or something. And you know what? I'm fine calling this asshole a fucking fascist. This fifth generation American is pissed off that coffee is grown out of America because we don't have the quote unquote climate for it. Thanks, Obama.
Listen, just give it time. That's the
Or
problem.
I don't know, order it from Hawaii, you cheap fuck. But yeah, and so his whole purpose is just for this to be an 100% American alternative to coffee. It has caffeine in it. It's supposedly better for you. And does it taste good? Some people say it tastes fucking great, but I guess I'm triggered. Is this what triggered is? Una, did they trigger me?
I mean, it's also like it's that kind of like grip on the past that
Mhm.
you find with people who still have Confederate money. Like, dude, I don't
Yeah.
know how to tell you this.
Well, and the first thing that comes to my mind is those weird goop alternative coffee things that's made out of mushroom. And I've had those and they're fuck awful. They're real bad.
The oh yeah, like the moon dust.
Yeah, yeah, very moon dust-esque. It's
Mm.
fucking terrible. Completely unrelated, but I'm very much enjoying a coffee by the Grinding Coffee Company. I believe the blend or the name of the blend is called the Gay Agenda. Don't know why I'm talking about that right now, but you know. Anyway, so there's that. But the thing though is that there definitely is a product there that is meant to trigger us, and I'm gonna send you a link to it.
Okay, great.
It is a card game, one of the few games that are available on this site, and probably the saddest.
Left wing will and the red pill. Oh no.
Yep. Left Wing Will and the Red Pill is essentially a Cards Against Humanity knockoff,
Oh
where
no.
the rules follow the same. One person is in charge of figuring out who figures out the funniest word inserts for whatever strange thing comes up. You know what? We actually have an example here. So I'm gonna go to their website and read it.
Disclaimer three, do not stress too much. If your cards contradict themselves, the left contradicts themselves all the time, and no one seems to call them out on it.
Huh, yuck, yuck, yuck.
For you all the time. When you, anytime, any phrase that follows, debate me, coward.
Oh, sorry for peeking the mic there. One of the things they do mention on their page in the Mammoth Nation store is that the game was almost canceled because the printing company that they had hired to print the game, the staff threatened that they were going to quit at the same time if they printed this. So the company turned it down. I would file that under sure that happened. All right, so I'm going through the cards. The basic gist is there's red cards which have the sort of noun things that you would get. Like one is Nancy Pelosi's mile high eyebrows. There are blue cards which have the inciting incident, I guess. The example they have here is while boycotting Memorial Day, Will created his own holiday, which he named Blank Day. And if you want, you could put in your card and say Nancy Pelosi's mile high eyebrows day.
No, but everyone's just going to say that N word.
That's why you don't give blank cards in this. No fill in your owns.
Yeah.
And then you finish it off with a white card, which represents a moment. It gets played at the end and is the moment that ends up red pilling Will. So an example of a white card is in the end, Will's grandmother left him her Rush Limbaugh best of collection. His favorite episode quickly became The War on Blank, and he adopted talent on loan from God as his motto. What a rush. Will has finally been red pilled.
What?
I know,
So,
right?
so wait, so now like so at the end there's just a card that says something hokey and
And then whoever
Will.
plays the funniest one on that, I guess, wins.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. So each winning red card, for each winning card that has played on a blue where it's like, oh, we're changing Memorial Day to Cuck Day. Everyone who wins that gets 1 point. And on the last one, the person wins with 3 points. And there are two blue cards played and one white card played. So by the end, you're done after 3 3 rounds.
There's already too many rules for
Yeah.
something that should be just Cards Against Humanity for.
Yeah, which I would like to know, Cards Against Humanity is far edgier than anything that
Yes,
I've read from this.
yes.
And,
And like,
all
I
the
don't
lefties
know.
I know have played fucking Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
It's wild. I don't understand. I want to read something that genuinely triggers me, and apparently it's peanut coffee. But like that, I don't even think that's so much triggering. I got it just as mad at peanut coffee as I did when IHOP changed their name to the International House of Burgers for that short period of time. I don't know why it pissed me off, but it fucking did.
When did that happen?
It was like 4 years ago.
During the Trump years?
Yeah, it was a rough time and I needed something. But yeah, and so it's this I don't understand how you're supposed to have fun with this because Cards Against Humanity is already edgier. It's already like it's gonna have stuff that both sides, quote unquote, can find hilarious.
Yeah,
What
you're
the
not gonna.
fuck?
I'm just so outside the circle of people who would even buy this as a gag gift.
Yeah. I would also recommend checking out a YouTube video by Kat Abu. Her whole thing is she's a Generation Z person who up until today watched Tucker Carlson's show for shits and giggles, joked on it on a regular basis, and she recently went to the Mammoth Nation website and checked out a page where they detailed how much savings you could have in a year based on whether you're the average conservative guy buying steaks and scotch and gun glue, or if you're a conservative gal buying wine and wooden art pieces with little sayings on them or Jesus shirts. And it's 17 minutes, highly worth it all around because the conclusion that you can get from it is Mammoth Nation believes that no conservatives are ever good with money. But one thing she did bring up that is very interesting is that it's not really clear who the owner of Mammoth Nation is. It's usually something that with any of these grifting sites, these people want to be known. They want to get the money directly to them. And there's nowhere on the Mammoth Nation site where you could find that. You could find their spokesman, who is just kind of a radio asshole. Aside from that, you really can't see. But thanks to the Wisconsin Secretary of State site, I've been able to track down who exactly owns this site. And Una, it's a fun story.
Oh, do tell.
So the answer kind of is that it's owned by a couple who live in Neenah, Wisconsin, named James R. Mataram and Jamie V. Cowling. At least that's what the paperwork says, because it gets more complicated when you go on to Pacer and you find that there's currently an ongoing case called Black v. Mataram. On March 10th, 2022, Robert Black of Georgia would sue Mataram and Cowling, claiming that the pair had pushed him out of a 50-50 partnership that he and Mataram had verbally agreed on back in 2019 when they came up with Mammoth Nation.
Nope, you got to get it in writing, bro.
We end up discovering a lot from this initial filing. So first of which is that both Black and Mataram were actually business partners in Georgia prior to James moving to Neenah, Wisconsin. The pair had an equal partnership in a company called Oconee Marketing Group, and the company was kind of made to be a shell company for a varying number of membership discount sites that they were going to make. Along with Mammoth Nation, there was going to be the Hispanic shop,
Oh, no.
60 plus, which is just, I assume, for seniors, and a school fundraising site called Zavingo. So according to Black, things were going great until Mataram moved to Wisconsin. After the move, he would meet and start a relationship with Jamie Cowling. And by 2022, at least according to the court filing, the pair had moved in together. Following the move, Mataram started to get cagey with info about Mammoth, because while Robert Black is a co-owner, he should be getting information on sales and investments and tax information. And Mataram was just slowly but surely letting him know less and less about those things. And then, at the end of 2019, without Black knowing, he would register Mammoth as an LLC in Delaware as its own company, apart from Oconee Marketing, making it its own company. And he
Swindled.
And he listed Cowling as the sole registered member of the company, essentially shifting over ownership to Mataram and Cowling and pushing out Black without him having any idea. But it's not like they're going to stop asking him for money because Robert Black doesn't know they've done this. So he still thinks he's part owner. So they're asking him to do things like pay off the credit cards that Cowling has run up to run the company and to offer other investments to keep the website afloat.
No.
And
Okay,
once
now I'm starting to understand this verbal agreement agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
Yep.
paper trail.
Yep. And so once the $65,000 is paid off of Cowling's credit card for the company, that's when they ghost Black completely. He's completely pushed out and is not getting any information whatsoever, so he sues. One of the things that makes this harder is something called the long arm statute, where in the state of Georgia, you could sue people in other states. It just gets a little tricky about who you can sue. So Black sues Mataram, Cowling, and what he refers to as 1 to 5 John Does because he's pretty certain that they've been taking in new investors without him knowing, and the only way to find that out is through discovery during the court trial.
Ah.
So they go to court with this, and the court decides via the long arm statute, you can sue Mataram, but since you've had absolutely no communication with Cowling whatsoever, you cannot sue her.
Ah. This is messy.
It gets worse.
Oh,
So most recently, as of the 22nd, as of 2 days ago, essentially, they both filed for a mutual extension to the discovery period, which is the time where you're supposed to hand over all the evidence that is requested by the attorneys. So emails, receipts, anything they want.
yeah. And it's major fuck up if you don't do that.
Yeah, it's why Alex Jones has lost all of his lawsuits because he is constantly fucked with the discovery process and refused to give anything.
Yeah, until his lawyer accidentally sends over all of
Oh.
his texts.
So it's during this pretrial portion that things actually start to look really good for James Mataram because Mataram's attorneys have been trying since March 17th, 2022 to get operation agreements and association documentation for Okanee Marketing and all companies associated therein. They started asking on March 17th to an attorney named Terror who had essentially filed all the information to begin with. And while that particular attorney was like, okay, I'll get back with you, that would be met with just days and weeks of silence. It would take until December 2nd of 2022 for them to get anything. And what they got were 4 sets of documents. And they were, to be nice, lacking in information. So the 4 packages of documents they got were the operating agreements for the companies between Black and Mataram, including Okanee Marketing. The thing is they're missing a lot of basic information, such as dates or percentage of ownership. They essentially sent them the rough drafts that don't even have signatures or names. The way it looks is that Robert Black didn't get anything signed ever. So there's no legal evidence that there's a 50-50 split, even with the companies that he created outside of Mammoth.
What are you doing, bro?
So essentially, all Black has are these emails where Mataram does say, yes, we have a 50-50 partnership, but they're emails. And I don't think emails have the same power as paperwork.
Not at this level.
And that's kind of where we are right now, is we have this weird ass grift where you're getting like basic 10% discounts on contracted coffee of wholesale coffee and wine with conservative labels smacked on them, or basic ass candles, or weird, no bitching in the kitchen until Biden leaves, or whatever, wood boards. And I don't know if it's ever going to be decided who owns this company, and whoever wins might not have the money to keep running it.
I mean, I like, for me, the red flag was that third tier of like lifetime membership, but it was only like 250. I'm like, oh, that's a cash and grab for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Like 225 is a weird number, but I'd be ringing a fucking bell every time someone bought the fucking thing.
Yeah, because it is low enough for Rubes to be like 225 for a lifetime. This'll pay itself.
If you can get someone to pay $20 for a 6-pack of beer that does not exist, yeah, I get why people do these grifts. I hate the fact that so many of them, I think, believe what they're saying, though, and they're not just in there to steal money and get the fuck out of town.
Right.
Like,
they're not honest thieves.
Seth Weathers has proved that he will keep doing grifts until he is buried under the jail. Nothing will stop this man. Angela McArdle, I have theories on whatever her plans are, but this makeup company's clearly not going to do anything until it becomes an MLM. And Mammoth Nation will go on as long as they can keep affording to keep the website open. And, Grandma Jody's still making her fucking pillows for seatbelts. So what lesson is there in all of this, Una?
Is there one?
I think it's just to get everything in writing.
Oh, for
If
sure.
you have to hire an attorney, get a good one. Don't. There are things you can save money on, and an attorney is not.
Yeah, no, no. You wanna pay a good retainer for that.
Yeah. And yeah, I think you said it best. Shop local. If you're pissed off at a brand being woke, do a little of your own research online. Find a place.
I promise you, our capitalism does it's you have to look for it
Yeah.
because most things are just owned by Budweiser.
Yeah.
But
It's why you should go to your local microbrew. If
yeah.
and these good options are everywhere. One of my favorite coffee companies to order from is in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas. They're in Rogers, Arkansas, make some of the best fucking coffee I've ever had in my fucking life. You can find
Oh,
these things. And yeah, they're called Onyx and they're incredible. But
the Gadfly bump.
oh my God, if only. But yeah, shop local, do your own research. If it sounds really good, it's probably a great like if it's a really good YouTube video and the people who are in it have weird histories, don't fucking buy it. Like literally research anything you're gonna buy that goes viral. Whether it's pink sauce or woke beer, fucking look into it.
We could have better regulations that like tamp
Eh.
down on grift, but instead we all have to do our own fucking research.
Yeah. Look, beer regulation can only go so far. You can't stop people from having dreams and making websites. If if fucking only. Anyway, y'all, that's the episode today. It was fun looking into all these grifts and just being shocked at what we were covering. The next episode is going to be a lot of fun because I don't know if you know this, 2024 is a presidential election year.
What?
Yeah, yeah. And the season is getting kicked off on May 9th, 2023. And the Libertarian Party is meeting at the Holiday Inn Suites in Cheektowaga, New York, outside of Buffalo, right next to the
Yes.
airport. And they are going to be
Yes.
setting their party platform for the year, picking their presidential and vice presidential nominee. And you bet your fucking ass we are going to be talking about the nominees and who eventually is their presidential nominee. I got theories that we're going to be kicking things off with a fucking Instagram influencer winning, but
Pew pew pew.
we will fucking see because it is up to those folks who weirdly enough have actually been doing some good stuff recently.
Oh, a
Yeah.
twist.
Oh yeah, I was expecting to go into the prohibition party being all like, these motherfuckers still think prohibition was a good idea. Meh, meh, meh. And then I read some of the bills they're supporting and I have to take some of it back. So anyway, in 2 weeks we'll be talking about the Prohibition Party's national convention in Buffalo, New York. But until then, we'll see you next time on Gadfly. Ba, 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 ba. Da, 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 da. Hey, this is Dusty from the future because it turns out about an hour after I made this bold claim that conservative dad's ultra right beer will not be produced because they don't have a brewery, they announced they have a brewery. Good old Seth hopped onto Twitter and released the video with much confidence stating that they are in fact brewing their beer at Big Kettle Contract Brewing in Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is exactly where he lives. So that would have made more sense for him to go with that first instead of contracting out with a brewery in the Quad Cities, but neither here nor there. So the Big Kettle Contract Brewing is in fact a reliable business. They've currently been brewing beer for the Iron Shield Brewing Company in Lawrenceville, as well as the Right Side Brewing Company, who have been making a pair of non-alcoholic beers. And they do have experience on their side. One of their head brewmasters has a load of experience making beer of all sorts. It is pretty much run by a pair of businessmen, so it does seem to be more of a decision that this is something they're doing to make money, which, I mean, of course, is the reason a lot of people get into business. But yeah, it's the odds of him producing a beer has gone from 0%, I would say, to about 95 to 99%. So looking over the other beers made at Big Kettle, neither Iron Shield or Right Side are selling their beers for as much as $19.99 a six pack. And going through the list of just looking at the beers here at Benny's in Chicago, which is pretty much like a Walmart for booze, so it's not exactly going to be comparable to going to the corner store or a gas station to get what you need. But there are only 4 beers that they sell for more than $19.99 a six pack, and those are including something that's called like a blueberry kombucha ale. Another one is a collection of bourbon barrel aged beers. So it's the sort of stuff that takes a very long time to make and a lot of money to make it. So hence why it's $19.99 six pack. And the style that good old Seth is going for, the American Golden Ale, not a six pack out there sells for more than $13.99. And the ones that do are the ones who are the established companies who are known for charging a bit more because they can do that, such as Victory Brewing Company, among others. So once again, we're really left with the question of why the hell is this beer 1999? And that is why I refer to this as a grift, now more so that it actually will be made, so that part of the grift is done, more so that it is far too expensive for what it's going to be. Gadfly is a production of Added Serotonin. Our episodes are edited by Brianna Valentine of Rem Alternus Productions. Our theme song is Sophomore Makeout by Silent Partner, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at GadflyPod.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?